it's Allison. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And this is one of my favorite videos in a while because look at these adorable cards. This is the Spellbinders October Large Die of the Month kit. And I have just been addicted to making cards with it. I'm having to force myself to stop, but I don't want to. So here is the kit. It is called Cozy Toes Slippers. And you can see there are dies to make the socks and the pajama pants and a reindeer, Santa, there's a bunny, a penguin, and there's even little feet to make kind of, they're like dinosaur feet, I guess you would call them. So here is the first card that we will be looking at today. Now, I'm not going to assemble all of the cards because they're all basically the same with a little bit of tweaks to each of them. So I played with a lot of pattern paper here. This is the Gingerbread Kisses pack from Doodlebug. And I'm not sure how readily available this pack still is, but I'm going to link to another Doodlebug pad below. It's just as cute, and it's actually on my list of things to buy. I love Doodlebug paper. All right, so here's the die that makes the sock. And there's this little piece that also cuts out from that die. And I'm going to show you this little square is actually the leg. And again, I'll show you how a lot of this goes together, but here are the parts that make the Santa. And for the nose, I just cut it out of white cardstock and I used this Copic marker to color it. Now here is the little piece that makes the leg, and there are indentations on the die that show you where to place the sock and where to place the pant leg. And then there's that little piece that I showed you earlier that kind of wraps around the back of the leg. All right, now this little piece, I kept forgetting on all of my cards to add this, but it's kind of like the soul of the, I don't know, is this a sock or a slipper? I call them slippers. They're kind of like socks, but they have a sole for the bottom of it, so it's kind of a slipper, right? Anyway, I forgot to put it on, so I am trimming it down so that I can tuck it under my little Santa. And by the way, I had popped my Santas up on foam tape just to give them a bit of dimension. All right, here is the sentiment that I used. This is the Santa's Sippin sayings set from last year. And I used the Have a Cozy Christmas sentiment, but I just stamped it several times and cut it apart so I could have all the words separate. Now for the little hat, the little ball on the hat, I pulled out my little pom-poms. And when I attach pom-poms to cards, I like to cut them in half so that I'm attaching kind of a dome instead of a ball. It's easier for me to glue, but that's just me. Anyway, I wanted to show you the paper that I used for the leg for the skin color. This is Barely Peach from Spellbinders, and I used it for the face of the Santa and the leg. And I'll show you later on how I color skin color. Now here I am adding some white felt. I decided, I had added the pom-pom, so I wanted some fuzziness on the rest of the hat. So I used white felt for that stripe on the hat. And here is the card. I know that was fast. I will show you more assembly as we keep going. So here is the second card. And for this card, I'm going to ground things a bit with a floor. So I'm going to use this wood grain paper. And this is from Wood Textures. This is from the Craft Consortium. And I'm sure that I've shown this paper pad in several videos before. I love it. So what I'm going to do is add a little baseboard. Now, you can cut a strip of paper with a trimmer, but I think it looks better when you use a die because you get that little bevel on each side and it just looks more dimensional. So I just use this sentiment die this was just from a random set. Any sentiment die would work. And now I'm just making sure that the baseboard is where it should be so that the whole scene looks realistic. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue the floor down. And then I'm going to come in with the green on top of it. I'm not going to overlap these pieces because I'm trying not to have any weird bulk anywhere. So this green piece is the wall color. And you could trim this excess off with a scissors, but I'm just going to use my handy dandy paper trimmer. And it just makes it easier. So now we're ready to add the baseboard. So I'm just going to add that on, and I will pull out my T-square ruler just to make sure that I'm adding it on there straight. And here's the card. Now the sentiment comes from the same stamp set that I used on the Santa card. And I used some Spellbinders glitter cardstock for the noses. And the pajamas are from an old plaid paper pad from My Favorite Things. Again, these PJs are just such a fun way to use your pattern paper stash. And speaking of fun pattern paper, look at these adorable polka dots. So these polka dots, this paper is from an older paper pad from Honeybee called, I think it's called Back to Basics. I'm not sure if this is available anymore, but I'm sure that if you have pattern paper, I'm sure you have polka dot pattern paper in your stash. Now, this penguin was so easy to put together. It was basically just a black piece and a white piece and the little nose. And again, here's that little leg piece. And now I'm going to show you how you can color your own skin color. So this is Tattered Rose Distress ink. And so I'm going to start with that. It's kind of it's just, I don't know, kind of a pinkish, peachish color. Now this is the brush that I use with my vintage photo ink. So I'm just using what's already on the brush. If you want darker skin, just add more vintage photo. So that I thought turned out really well. All right, these are the pieces that make the little earmuffs and little fuzzy parts of the earmuffs. And here's the sock. And here's what I'm using. This is the pop-up die cutting glitter foam sheets from Spellbinders. And they come in packs of 2 colors. So you can see that's the pack I'm using. And here's a pack of black and white. Now this white glitter foam would have been good for that Santa's hat, but I forgot that I had this when I made that card. And here's another pack that I have. Now, there are other packs online. I think there's actually a red and green pack, which would be great for Christmas stuff. There might even be like a silver and gold glitter pop-up foam set. So here is my cute little Scout machine. And I just want to show you how these die cut beautifully. Now, remember there's this little piece that goes behind the leg, and because it's from this pop-up foam, it was just a little two-dimensional for me. I didn't want that behind the leg. So I just cut that piece out of a darker piece of regular cardstock, and I think it looks pretty good like that. Now, attaching the little earmuffs is really easy. And I had doubled up the earmuffs. I had started with a gray piece, and I didn't love the gray, so I added some green on top. And now I can add these adorable little glitter foam fuzzy earmuffs. And so here's how you assemble the sock with the leg. And again, there's little indentations on this little piece. And here's how you attach the back part of the sock. And this card, I actually remembered to add the sole of the slipper. I keep calling them slippers or socks, whatever you want to call them. And that's how you attach the pant leg. And now this is not very pretty on the back, but that's because I had added some extra pieces of cardstock on the back just to kind of level things out and make them a little bit more dimensional. And so this card, I'm doing a little bit of a different layout. If you watch my videos for Spellbinders clubs, I usually try to do different things, but with this kit, I was just having fun playing with pattern paper and making the different little characters. So really the only different thing I did was kind of slightly different layouts, but really mainly just pulling in different sentiments, using sentiments in different ways, and just getting a lot of use out of some of my winter sentiments. Like this set, Fuzzy Hugs from Mama Elephant. And this is the Essential Tags set. This just came out, I think, last month. And this is the smallest tag. And I added that little reinforcement piece. And there we go. There is the finished card. And how adorable are those penguins with that pop-up glitter? All right, now this card I didn't film. This was the first card I made. So you can see I did the legs and the socks a little differently here. And the sentiment I used for this card is the Snowman Hugs, Faces, and Sentiments stamp set from Stampendous. Again, just getting a lot of use out of my sentiments that are in my stash. Now the paper on this pajama pant is from the Nitpicky paper pad from Fawn. I use that every winter. I love that paper pad. And now here are all of the cards that I have made so far, because I know I'm going to make more. And now remember, I didn't use the dinosaur feet, but I think that would be really cute for a little kid, like maybe a get well card for a child or something like that. Now here is the card that I made with the small die of the month. Look how adorable. And I had to use that sentiment because maximum cuteness. That's all I have to say about the club kits this month. I have had so much fun. And like I said, it has been totally addicting. I just want to keep making pajama pants. But it's time to move on. I will probably maybe I'll have another video. I know that I'll be making more cards with these kits. So we'll see. We'll see if there's another video. But until then, let me know if you liked this video. Leave me a comment and let me know which card was your favorite. If you do like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.